Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this recording, we are going to talk about the last subheading relating to adjective clauses, which is reducing adjective clauses to adjective phrases. But before starting with this main lesson, important lesson, I need to tell you that it's okay to use whose in this case, as this section B. All of, most of, which are expressions of quantity plus a relative pronoun. Okay, here this section explains that it's okay to use whom and which. I want you to know that it's also okay to use whose. Check this example with me. The teachers discussed Jem, one of whose problems was poor study habits. As you can see here, whose is used, and it is used instead of his, and his in this case is relating to Tem. So the sentence basically is one of Tem's problems or one of his problems was poor study habits, and here they are using whose instead of his. Okay, and they are using whose after an expression of a quantity, as you can see, one of. So here whom, for example, is describing students, which is somebody, on which is describing or telling you something about the word reasons. Okay, and here whose is expressing the possession of somebody who is Jem here. Okay, so it's okay to use whose. Okay, now the main topic is talking about reducing adjective clauses to adjective phrases. First of all, we need to define or know the definition of a clause and a phrase. A clause is a group of related words that contains a subject and a verb. As you can see in this example, who is sitting next to me? Where is the subject? Who is the subject? Where's the verb? Is sitting is the verb. So we can say that who is sitting next to me is a clause. If we apply the definition of a clause upon this, we find out that it's really a clause. Okay, what is the definition of a phrase? A phrase is a group of relating words that does not contain a subject or a verb. So they are, or we find group of words that does not contain a subject or a verb. Let's check this. Sitting next to me. Sitting next to me is verb plus ing. Next to are prepositions, and me is an object pronoun. So here we don't have a subject, we don't have neither a subject nor a verb. So it is a phrase. It is a phrase. So here we changed the whole clause, the whole adjective clause into an adjective phrase. Okay, check this example. Now we know the definition of a clause and a phrase, and what is the difference between both of them. The difference is that with a clause we have a subject and a verb, but with a phrase we have group of related words, so they relate to each other. Okay, في علاقة ما بين الكلمات, but we don't have a subject, neither a subject nor a verb. تمام. Let's check the third example. The girl whom I saw was mine. And here this phrase is none. We don't have, or we can't change this adjective clause into an adjective phrase. You might ask yourself, of course, why? Why? Because here, when the relative pronoun is the object, when it is the object, you can't reduce the whole clause into a phrase. تمام? يعني here, who is the subject? It's okay to reduce it. Okay? So who is deleted, is deleted, and the remaining parts is sitting next to me. So we reduce the clause to a phrase. Tamam? Okay, but here if the relative pronoun is an object, we can't reduce it. Okay, this is an important point. Please take it into consideration. Okay, a good question is that, is there a difference in meaning between the clause, the adjective clause, and the reduced adjective phrase? No, there is no difference in meaning. It's okay to say who was sitting next to me, This gives you the same meaning with sitting next to me. Okay. I'd like to mention this point. I to read this point. It's very important. Only adjective clauses that have a subject pronoun. إذا مرة تانية لازم يكون عندي relative pronoun، لازم يكون function تبعه subject علشان أعمل عملية reduction. لو كانت object تقدريش. لاحظي هنا they are placing home between brackets. Why? Because we mentioned this before. We said if the relative pronoun is an object, you can use it or you can delete it. It's okay. It's okay to say the girl whom I saw was my, or the girl I saw was my. That doesn't mean that you are reducing the clause. We are still having a clause. We have the subject I and the verb so. So we are still having a clause. Can we reduce it into a phrase like this example? No, we can't. Again, why? Because the relative pronoun is object here. So okay, got it? The adjective clause, as in C, cannot be reduced to an adjective phrase. Why? Because it's object. تمام? Got it? This is the first thing. Let's move to the other section. Okay, you might ask yourself how? How can I reduce an adjective clause to an adjective phrase? By following two ways. This is the first way and this is the second way. Okay. The man who is talking to John is from Korea. The main clause is the man is from Korea. The adjective clause is who is talking to John. And here the relative pronoun is the subject of the adjective clause. تمام? It is the subject and the verb is talking is the verb. Hello? تمام. Then we have an important condition which can be applied. It's okay to reduce it into a phrase. Why? Because we have a subject and a verb. It's a clause, and it's as long as it's a clause, you can reduce it into a phrase by deleting who and is. So the remaining part is talking to John. Okay. لما بنحذف الهو، لما نحذف verb to be is، بيضل عندي verb with ing اللي هو talking to John. تمام؟ برضو the ideas that are presented. طيب ايش الازمنه اللي بكون فيها عندي verb to be؟ فلازم يكون عندي verb to be عشان احذفه. اوكي؟ اول حاجه، اول خطوه مهمه لازم تحذفي relative pronoun، بعدين تحذفي verb to be. زي هنا الاكزامبل عندي is حذفناها، وهنا طبعا لازم اول حاجه الهو حذفتها بعدين الاز، that حذفتها بعدين الاز. طيب تمام. ايش الازمنه اللي بكون فيها عندي verb to be؟ الازمنه اللي بكون عندي verb to be زي present simple present continuous، past continuous، okay، present simple passive، okay، past simple passive، okay. هذه كلها امثله بكون عندي فيها verb to be. اذا the first way is that the adjective clause contains the verb the be form of a verb. Okay. To reduce this clause, you need to omit the subject pronoun, here in this case who, and this case that, okay, and here in this case as well that, okay, plus verb to be. So you need to delete verb to be. is هان حذفناها، are هان حذفناها، and is هان أيضا حذفناها. خلينا نعمل check هيك و close look، هنلقى إنه are presented هذه present simple passive. لما يكون عندي verb form present simple passive بيكون verb to be in the present is are plus the past participle. And as you know before that the past participle consists of two forms, regular and irregular. You need to learn this by heart. And here we've got the regular form of the past participle, which is verb plus ing. تمام؟ إذا عندي هنا إيش؟ عندي verb to be plus verb to be plus verb with ed, which is the past participle. Again, what is the tense here? It is present simple, but the structure is passive, so it is present simple passive. تمام؟ إذا أول حاجة تعمل فيها تحذفي relative pronoun، حيكون في عندك verb to be هتحذفي. شوفي example C هنا. Anne is the woman that is responsible for the error. Which tense is this? This is present simple. That is responsible for the error. Present simple with verb to be is, which is here. Okay. تمام. حلو. حذفنا that. حذفنا is. إيش صارت? Anne is the woman responsible for the error. Okay. So that is responsible for the error is an adjective clause. Okay. Responsible for the error is an adjective phrase. تمام. Got it? حلو. تمام. Let's check the other way. طيب في أزمنة تانيات ما بيكون عندي verb to be زي إيش؟ زي ال present simple consists. present simple consists وعندي by the past simple. past simple ما في بيكون عندي verb to be فيه إلا إذا كان negative أو إذا كان question. هذه الحالات إحنا نتكلمش عنها، إحنا نتكلم عن ال positive form. أوكي. في عندي verbs ما فيش عندهم إيش verb to be. إيش الحل؟ تمام. الحل إنك تحولي الform. we change the form to a verb plus ing. That consists is changed into consisting. Okay, we delete that and we change consists into consisting. Okay, the same as with here. We delete who and change wants into wanting. تمام. So إذا كان عندي أزمنة تانية ما فيها verb to be بحولها إلى زي ال present simple وال past simple بحولها إلى verb with ing. حلو. طيب نقطة ثالثة لازم تكونوا عارفينها اللي هي طيب لو عندي ال adjective clause جاية extra information as you can see it's placed between two commas. إيش عاملها؟ هل ينطبق عليها reduction؟ نعم. Which is the capital of France؟ إيش شرط الريدكشن؟ شرط الريدكشن إنه يكون relative pronoun هنا عندك subject. تمام. هي subject هنا. هي subject with is the verb. تمام. بقدر احذفها الويتش؟ نعم. بقدر احذف الاز اطبق القاعده اللي عملتها؟ نعم. طيب هخلي الكوماز زي ما هن ولا احذفهن؟ لا هخليهن. طب في فرق في المعنى ما بين الادجكتيف كلوز والادجكتيف فريز عموما سواء كانت الادجكتيف كلوز يعني basic part يعني سواء كانت without commas or with commas في جميع الأحوال أنت ما بتغيريش المعنى. يعني لما تقولي Paris which is the capital of France is an exciting city, this sentence has the same exact meaning with the Paris is the capital of France is an exciting city. Okay. إذا مجرد إني أحذف الwhich وأحذف الis أخلي الفواصل زي ما هن أنت حولتيها من close إلى phrase وهن الاثنين بيصفن France. تمام. في نقطة هنا أعتقد بأنها مهمة لكم في المستقبل وهي شوفوا الجمل اللي زي هذه fruit that is fresh tastes better than old soft mushy fruit. وين المين كلوز؟ المين كلوز fruit tastes better than old soft mushy fruit. Where is the adjective clause? The adjective clause that is fresh. طب بدي أعمل لها reduction. بدي أعمل لها reduction. حذفت that وحذفت is بس يعني حقول زي ما هنا عاملين incorrect phrase حقول fruit وخلي fresh زي ما هي fruit fresh tastes better than all soft mushy fruit. If you do this you'll get a very big zero. ليش؟ لأنه خطأ تخلي الادجكتيف هنا لحالها لازم تسبقيها بالاسم الموصوف. يعني لازم تقولي fresh fruit. تمام. fresh fruit tastes better than all soft mushy fruit. طيب that is fresh is an adjective clause. Fresh fruit is an adjective phrase. Okay, that consists of an adjective which is fresh and a noun fruit. غيرتيها من clause إلى phrase. طيب كيف أعرف أو متى أنقل الصفة من مكانها وأحطها قبل الاسم؟ أكيد خطر على بالك الإكزامبل هذا مباشرة responsible for the error. طب ما هذه adjective responsible adjective و fresh adjective إيش الفرق بيناتهم؟ حتى في اللغة العربية لو ترجمتيها مسؤول عن الخطأ كم كلمة عندي 3 words مسؤول عن الخطأ. إذا الصفة جارة وراها كلمتين تمانيات responsible for the error. تمام. إذا جارة وراها إذا في تبع إلها إذا هي مش صفة لحالها it's not a single adjective. في هذه الحالة ما بقدر أنقلها قبل الاسم. ما بقدر أنقلها قبل الاسم. إذا كانت الصفة موجودة لحالها في الجملة زي هنا that is fresh خلاص ما فيش كلام بعد fresh. فيش كلام بعد fresh، صفة لحالها بيسموها single adjective. ليش single؟ ما في كلام بعدها، هي الكلمة الوحيدة الموجودة. في هذه الحالة خطأ انك تخلي هذه الكلمة لحالها، لازم تنقليها قبل الاسم وتكون fresh fruit. هذه النقطة اعتقد بانها مهمة فيما بعد، انك كيف تتعاملي مع انك تعملي عملية الريدكشن اذا كان عندي single adjective as in this example. تمام، هيك بكون خلصنا فكرة الريدكشن في هذا الكتاب. ننتقل إلى English Grammar in Use ونشوف إيش بيحكي عن الريدكشن. Okay, Unit 97 ing and ed clauses. You might think for the first look that this doesn't relate to adjective clauses, which is not true. It relates. They are here talking about adjective clauses that is being reduced into adjective phrases, okay? But you know, I feel that this explanation is not that clear. That's why I moved to the other book. Here they are starting defining a clause as being a part of a sentence. تمام، حلو. هنا مسمين الادجكتيف phrase، احنا قلنا انها هي تحولت الى phrase قل عددها، صار لها عملية reduction قل عددها. احنا هنا قلنا تحول الى phrase، تمام. هم هنا لسه مسمينها clause. From my point of view, okay, I'm not with them. You can't call it clause anymore. It's changed into a phrase. Why? Okay, تمام. لأنهم هم بدوا بتعريف الكلوز بأنها as a part of a sentence. بالله عليكم، لما كانت كلوز في أساسها، يعني لما كانت the woman is talking to Tom، okay، وعملت لها دخلت فيها صفة the woman who is talking to Tom، هل تغير؟ لم تصبح جزءا من الجملة؟ أصبحت جزءا من الجملة، هي جزء من الجملة، سواء عملتي لها عملية الريدكشن وحولتيها إلى phrase، أو إنك أبقيتيها بدون عملية ريدكشن، هي جزء من الجملة. فإذا مرة ثانية قلنا هم عرفوا الكلوز as a part of a sentence. أعطي لك example يفهمك أنا عن إيش بتكلم. هالوقت أعتقد بأن تسميتهم أو حفاظهم على تسمية كلوز غير صحيحة. الكتاب الثاني وضح الكلام من الأول وقال لك الكلوز هي لازم يكون عندي subject ويكون عندي verb، لكن لما تطلعيها تلقي ما عنديش لا subject ولا verb. ليش انتوا لازلتم تقولوا عنها clause؟ تمام. هو عرفها بأنها جزء من الجملة. هل تعتقدي بأن هذه الجملة Grace works for a company which makes furniture, which makes or that makes furniture؟ هل تعتقدي بأنه which makes furniture جزء من الجملة؟ نعم، هي جزء من الجملة لأنها واصفة لكلمة company، وcompany جزء أساسي من الكلمة. تمام، هي عاملة زي change، زي حلقة. إذا هذا الجملة الوصفية هنا أو العبارة الوصفية هذه هي وصفة لكلمة company وهي جزء من الجملة. تمام، إذا هذا ينطبق عليه تعريف الكلوز. أنا لسه ما عملت لهاش reduction. تمام. طيب تعالي نشوف لجملة معمولها reduction. Do you know the woman talking to Tom? هنا عاملين لها reduction. هل هي جزء من الجملة؟ نعم، هي جزء من الجملة الكبيرة the longer sentence. ليش؟ لأنها تصف كلمة women. إذا تعريفها أنها جزء من الجملة هذا لا يعني بأنها تغيرت. هي جزء من الجملة وهي معمول لها عملية reduction، وهي جزء without يعني being reduced. فأعتقد بأن التسمية الصحيحة إنه a clause is a group of related words that contains a subject and a verb. And here we don't have neither subject nor a verb. Here this group of words starts with verb plus ing. Okay, so it is a phrase. We don't have a subject. The subject is deleted. Okay, and the verb form is not clear. Okay, talking, is it present simple? No. Is it present continuous? No. Is it past continuous? No, it's not clear. You can't call it a verb here. Okay, it's verb with ing, but the tense is not clear. Okay. So as you can see here, what is deleting here? The deleting part is the relative pronoun who and the verb to be is. The boy injured in the accident was taken to hospital. هي was taken to a hospital. Who was injured الزمن past simple يا جماعة. The boy أصل الجملة the boy was taken to hospital. إذا هنا لاحظي was taken يعني somebody took him to hospital. هذا الفعل إيش؟ لازم تكونوا عندكم علم بالpassive والverb forms. was taken هنا عندي past okay simple passive past simple passive. إذا أتوقع بأنه الجملة في الأساس هتكون who was taken who was injured in the accident. Who was injured. وين المحذوف who والverb to be in the past اللي هو was. قلنا بغض النظر عن verb to be كان present ولا past لما تعملي عملية الريدكشن لازم ينحذف بيظل الفعل الرئيسي. يعني هنا بيظل injured. اوكي المحذوف وال was و who وال was. تمام. section B. We use ing clauses to say what somebody or something is or was doing at a particular time. Do you know the woman talking to Tom? إذا أصلها who is talking. The woman who is talking. كان محذوف who will is. فطبقى لي talking. تمام. Police investigating the crime are looking for 3 men. Okay. Police. Okay. Who are investigating. Who are investigating. إذا المحذوف who and are. Okay. Investigating the crime. Who were those people waiting outside. Who were waiting outside. Who were waiting. إذا المحذوف who where بضلي waiting. فلاحظي ممكن الverb to be يكون المحذوف ممكن يكون is ممكن يكون was or were. هنا I was walking up by a bell. I was walking by a bell ringing. Okay. A bell that was ringing. A bell that was ringing. So the deleted thing is the relative pronoun and was. بيفضل ايش؟ بيفضل verb with ing which is ringing. إذا انتبهي لنقطة إنه الverb to be ممكن يكون أولا present continuous زي هنا is talking. ممكن يكون past continuous زي were waiting. ممكن يكون أزمنة تانية. ممكن يكون برضو present simple لكن كيف؟ شوفي شكله هنا. هذا present simple لكن present simple passive. تبهي present simple passive. مع ال present simple passive لازم يكون عندي verb to be plus verb with the past participle form. فإذا هذا present simple passive برضو عندي verb to be. إذا حالات وجود ال verb to be ممكن يكون present simple passive. تمام. ممكن يكون present continuous أو زي هنا is talking أو past continuous was running أو were running. أوكي. إذا القاعدة اللي تثبتيها في راسك إنه أول حاجة هتحذفي relative pronoun والverb to be سواء كان present سواء كان past إيش ما كان زمن وهتحذفيه وحيبقى المين verb سواء كان معاه ing أو في زي الإكزامبلز اللي قبل شوية معاه ed حيضلوا زي ما هو. You can also use an ing clause to say that what happens all the time, not just at a particular time. For example, the road connecting the two villages is very narrow. The road connects. هذه اللي شرحناها قبل شوية. تمام. connecting مش معناتها انه الفعل الكلوز اللي بتبدأ بالing انها لازم دايما تكون present continuous أو past continuous. انتبهي ممكن تكون في الأساس present simple وتحولت إلى verb plus ing لأنه قلنا أصل الجملة لو ما فيش فيها verb to be لو كانت مثلا present simple هنا زي هنا connects overlooks begins. شايفة الإكزامبلز الثلاثة كلها present simple حولوا الفعل إلى ing form. انتبهي connecting overlooking beginning. تمام. طيب أنا كيف أعرف إنه إيش أصل الفعل هنا is talking وكيف أعرف إنه هنا أصل الفعل connects؟ أفهمك لمعاني الأزمنة. فهمك لمعاني الأزمنة. تعالي على مستوى هذه الجملة. The roads connecting the two villages is very narrow. الآن الطريق اللي بيربط ما بين القريتين، هل الطريق اللي بيربط ما بين القريتين أليست حقيقة؟ أليست حقيقة؟ هي حقيقة، it's a fact. هذا الطريق بيربط ما بين قريتين، فمنطق إنه يكون the road هي أصلها that connects the two villages. إذا هنا present simple، البيس فورم هنا أو يعني أصل الشكل لازم يكون present simple. I have، هنا لاحظي هيها هنا قال لك إياها not just at a particular time، يعني مش الآن بيربط ما بين القرى ولكن تغير الحال، يعني هذه فترة مؤقتة ربط والآن تغير الحال، لا هذه حقيقة ثابتة. هنا ممكن شيء مؤقت is talking to Tom، يتكلم الآن، بعد شوية خلاص حيبطلوا يتكلموا، حاجة temporal مؤقتة. تمام. and this one is not temporal، it lasts for maybe long, okay, or longer than the present continuous at least. المهم تمام. شوفي ال ed clauses have a passive meaning. أغلب الأفعال اللي هتنتهي أو اللي هتبدأ فيها ال adjective phrase اللي بتبدأ بفعل معاه ed أغلبها على الأغلب حيكون passive. يا طالبتي عزيزتي انتبهي للنقطة مهمة هذه. The boy injured in the accident was taken to hospital. زي ما قلت لك who was injured in the accident. حذفنا ال who وحذفنا ال was فأصبحت injured. تمام. طيب George showed me some pictures painted by his father. حلو جميل جدا. إيش أصل الكلام who أصل الكلام which مش who. طب ليش؟ لأنه أنا بدي أصف كلمة pictures، فإذا المحذوف هنا which. تمام. والمحذوف had been وتبقى عندي painted. إذا انتبهوا لنقطة مهمة هنا مش مذكورة بشكل مباشر. هل دائما بنحذف verb to be بس؟ لا، أنا عندي لاحظي محذوف برضو verb to have في ال perfect tenses. إذا if we have verb to have in the perfect tenses, active or passive, we have to delete them. نحذف verb to have لما يكون عندي في ال perfect tenses. إيش هن ال perfect tenses؟ present perfect, present perfect continuous, present perfect active, present perfect passive, past perfect active or past perfect passive. اوكي يعني لاحظي هنا عندي past simple. اوكي عندنا was قلنا verb to be بنحذف. اوكي طب هنا this is past perfect passive. Great. Yeah, it is past perfect passive. هي أصلها had painted. أصل الجملة his father had painted some pictures. هذه أصل الجملة. Again, his father. Okay, take a pencil and a piece of paper and write down. Basically, it's something like his father had painted some pictures. Okay, أنا عايز أصف pictures. Okay, حنقول pictures which had been painted by his father. تمام. أنا هيك وصفتها. طيب بدي أعملها reduction. هحذف which. ليش قلتي لي which هنا مش هو؟ لأن عندي pictures something. Okay, if the adjective clause describes something you must use which or that. تمام. إذا which محذوفة، حذفنا had. تمام. حذفنا been. ماذا تبقى لنا؟ painted. Okay. Injured and invited are past participles. Note that many past participles are irregular and do not end in ed, like stolen, made, written. هذه المعلومة من الفصل الفات احنا عارفينها. The police never found the money stolen in the robbery. فكري وقولي لي ايش المحذوف هان. طلعي ايش المحذوف هان. Okay, most of the goods made in this factory are exported. وين المحذوف هان؟ ايش المحذوف هان؟ You can use left in this way with the meaning not used still there. We've eaten nearly all the chocolates. There are only a few left. كمان مرة هانا فكري ايش المحذوف هان وخبريني. فكري ايش المحذوف هانا وخبريني. شغلوا عقلكم شوية. The last section, section D, we often use ing and ed clauses after there was, etc. There were يعني على الأغلب حتلقوهن بعد there was أو there is أو في نظام جملة لاحظي is there. Okay. There were some children swimming in the river. Okay. برضو حطي لي إيش المحذوف هان. Is there anybody waiting؟ حطي لي إيش المحذوف هان. تمام. وتكلميني عن anybody هانا. Anybody, is it a noun? Okay. Is anybody here a noun? Okay, or not? Please tell me. There was a big red car parked outside the house. هنا الموصوف عندي كلمة car وهنا المحذوف في أشياء محذوفة. بعدين عندي كلمة parked هي اللي ظلت لحالها. okay. كمان هنا قولي لي إيش المحذوف. تمام. ولاحظي إنه هنا ال past participle والأفعال معها ال ing كأنهن صفات للكلمات المسبوقة. هنا لاحظي مثلا swimming in the river لو بدي أعمل swimming على أساس إنها صفة معها ing. وهذا شيء صعب شوية يعني هي swimming مش واردة من ضمن الصفات swimming يعني حتى بنقول interesting boring بس هنا لاحظي in the river في وراها بقية فهي it's not a single adjective and here parked is not a single adjective as well. Why? Because we have parked outside the house. That's the end of the video. Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to be in touch or in contact with me by the WhatsApp or by phone. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.